Hey guys, happy new year. It is 2021. Let's not even, I don't know, we're in another lockdown here in the UK, but anyway, let's not talk about the C word. Hope you're all doing well and having a good start to the year wherever you are based. Sun is shining here today, which is always a plus. I wanted to jump on and do a quick review. So, a few months, beginning of last year, my iPhone XS started having issues. So not the phone itself, but basically I had coverage issues or network issues with my provider. So I ended up buying myself out of that contract, cancelling it, and then looking at the option of upgrading to the iPhone 11. However, at that time, looking at the specs of the phone and whatnot, I thought, I don't know if I want to tie myself into a 24-month contract or buy a new phone outright when there's a new one on the horizon. Because if you follow Apple or you're an iPhone fan, you'll know that they have yearly releases with numerous different phones now. So so I held off upgrading. One of the main reasons that I wanted to upgrade was the camera on the phone. So 2019 in September, I visited Lisbon with my son. He was 6 months old. So at that time I was traveling solo with him, and I was traveling super light, so I didn't take my photography equipment with me. So I was relying on my iPhone XS at the time to take the photos that I wanted to take. Now, I'm quite a fan of obviously printing off photos and using them around the house, and I've also set up a travel print store. So at that time, I thought, okay, for this trip, the phone will do me good. But one of the things that I really missed was a wide angle lens, because the iPhone XS, the camera quality is good for what it is. However, I was really missing like the full width of the lens. I felt like I wasn't getting enough detail in the photo. And I get it, it's a camera phone. You're restricted to a certain extent. However, this day and age, there are a lot of phones out there with amazing cameras, and the quality of them that give, amazing shots. I just thought, right, I want a wide angle lens on my phone. So I thought, right, I'll hold off until iPhone 12 comes out, see what the differences are between the 11 and 12, price difference, weigh it up, and then decide on which one I want to upgrade to. So iPhone 12 came out and I pre-ordered the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yes, it is a very big phone. However, I really love it. I'm actually filming on it right now, so I can't show you. I went with the Pacific Blue option, and I went for the 128 gig option because that's plenty of storage for me. I use iCloud and I back up all my data online and so forth. So I wasn't too bothered about having, a lot of storage on my phone. So that arrived, and the packaging is nice. It's very slim compared to the other one. And we all know why if you've been following Apple. They no longer supply headphones or earbuds, whatever you want to call it. And they no longer supply the power adapter. Which, in all honesty, I know there's been an uproar about it. However, I'm not overly bothered about this. I have numerous plugs that I can use. And the cables, I just carried on using the one that I have for the iPhone XS. And then when I'm doing an upgrade on the charger, I'll just go ahead and buy the USB-C type so I can use the cable that came with the phone. So yeah, I can see why people are annoyed, but personally, I'm not overly bothered about it. Now, is it worth upgrading from an iPhone XS or an iPhone 11 to an iPhone 12 Pro Max? Now, the pricing of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I'm just gonna load it up on here. I was looking at this before, so the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the one that I bought was $1,099, so it's a lot of money for a phone, really. However, the capability of the phone and what you can do with it, I think is really great. To bring the cost down of the phone too, you can look at trading options. So even on the iPhone XS, I actually traded mine in with a third-party company and got quite a lot of money back on it, which I put towards a new contract. So there are means and ways of balancing it all if you did want to, look at upgrading with your network provider, or if you were looking to buy it outright or whatever. So my iPhone 12 Pro Max came about maybe a week or 2 weeks. Yeah, I think it was about a week after launch date. So I pre-ordered it and it arrived, and I absolutely love it, guys. So the main thing that I'm going to be looking at today is the iPhone camera. So I'm going to loop in some images when I am editing, which you'll see up in this corner. And I just wanted to kind of show you the details of it, really. So over here, over the last few weeks, we've had a lot of snow. So to test the portrait mode out, I took Dylan out for a walk in the snow whilst it was coming down nice and thick. And I did this on purpose to test out the camera in terms of the detail that it captures, and also a toddler running around. It's quite hard to photograph, so I thought, right, I'm going to really test the capability of the camera and the detail by testing it on him. So as you can see in this photo right here, snow was coming down heavy. This is portrait mode, and I was maybe about a foot or two away from him. It actually comes up, I can't remember what the distance they suggest on the screen, but it does come up with the distance, so obviously I went back. But yeah, as you can see, the detail is really, really good for portrait mode. Now, this is a shot of a toddler that wasn't standing still at all. Takes a split second to get a photo like this, but given the motion, because he was waving his hands around, I was able to get pretty decent shot in these conditions whilst it's snowing down heaps, with a lot of movement. It's one of my favourite photos of him, actually. So this is one of them. The second thing I did was just get some photos of him in normal mode on the camera, so not using the portrait mode. And I'm really happy with the quality of this, to be honest, and I absolutely love the wide angle lens on it. It's super wide compared to the iPhone XS. So for those of you who are upgrading from an older phone, you're going to see a huge difference in the quality. Not just the wideness of it, but the quality of the photos are really pristine too. And you can really, really tell when you take them onto your laptop or your iPad to edit, you can see what the big differences are. The colours are really more vibrant, and the detail is like tack sharp. And I'm just not used to seeing that on an iPhone, in all honesty. When I upgraded to the iPhone 11 for the first few months, the iPhone XS, for the first few months I thought, oh yeah, this is pretty good. But actually, the camera, the lens isn't that great. But again, I'm comparing it now to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so there is that differentiation between them. I also tested out the video in the snow, so I'm going to loop in a video now. And it's probably, but you might not be able to see it specifically on here. Maybe I'll go full screen on this bit, actually. You can see the snow in so much detail. It's absolutely stunning detail. And this was me just taking a quick video footage. It wasn't using it to its maximum capacity, I would say. Really, really stoked with this. I'm super happy about it. And then on New Year's Eve, we did some sparkles. So I would absolutely love to test this phone out in a live gig capacity, but obviously, given the circumstances around COVID, we don't know when live shows are going to resume. So it will be good to try it out. Fingers crossed later this year, but who knows? In that environment. But we were stood outside, and we did some sparkles with Dylan. And as a Scalpesh, literally just use the phone in normal mode, just take a picture or a few pictures and see what you get. And this is what it's come up with. So he's not a photographer. He has no idea what he's doing when he's taking pictures. And he just literally just snapped and took these pictures. So I was quite impressed with it, given that it's low light. It was super, super dark in the back. I quite like the fact that it's sparkles are obviously really well lit up. A little bit of overexposure, but if you're editing anyways, I guess it doesn't matter too much. And the sky actually looks like it's lit up. There was no light. There was street light obviously in the back, but nothing too crazy. So I think it balances it out really well. I thought the door was going to open then. So yeah, I'm really happy with that too. So considering that this is a phone with a camera built in that you're using every day, or I use every day, I think this is pretty decent. I think this is worth the upgrade. If you've been considering upgrading from an older iPhone to this one, I'd absolutely recommend it. it's not a comparison video obviously to all the other phones on the market, but certainly coming from a previous iPhone up to this one, and if you're looking to upgrade specifically for the camera, I would say go for it. It's absolutely worth it. I really love the interface. I love like the new iOS, but I mean that's a whole different ball game, I suppose. I love the fact that you can finally play around with widgets and customize like not the desktop, but the home screen, and play around with that and really kind of make it your own. I think that's awesome. But yeah, it took them a few years, didn't it? Gosh, Apple. It's about time, better late than never, I suppose, and it works well. It doesn't crash. That's the other thing that I had issues with Androids in the past, is that you could do all these things, but they did crash quite a lot. But that was quite a few years ago, so it is what it is. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review of the phone. Like I say, love the box, love the packaging too. But I'm such a tech person that I just love it. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys got any questions at all about the phone or photography on the camera on the phone at all, just leave a comment down below and I can obviously get back to you. I hope you've had a good start to the year. I'm going to wrap it up here and I'll be back soon.